The Shadowbarb Drone is a new mount type coming in patch 8.3, and I do quite like the new model on this. There are going to be 2 of these mounts coming in the patch, but this is going to be the easier one to obtain, unless you're extremely lucky with RNG anyway, but this is the one that most people are going to be going after and obtaining a few weeks into the patch. So to get this mount, you will need to be in patch 8.3, which will come out on the 14th or 15th of January, depending on where you're from, and you will want to quest through the initial storyline to the point where you unlock the new phased Uldum, where there'll be a bunch of 120 mobs and it'll be being assaulted and all that jazz. Once you're there, if you head off to the southwest of Uldum, you'll find this kind of little area and there'll be a bunch of eggs, and you'll find a quest there to pick up the void egg, where you can see right now. You'll pick up that egg and then you'll take that over to Ramkehen, and you'll basically start off by caring for the egg and helping it hatch. So you'll have about 9 or so days of quests to go through, and this mount in total is going to take about 26 days. There are a couple of variables that will change that a little bit, but it's going to take you around 26 days on average. So the first phase is looking after the egg. As I said, that'll be about 9 days, and it's mostly a repeat of collecting these void shard things from the zones that are being assaulted, from the ends off assaults, and you'll go there and you'll collect those, but occasionally you will have a unique quest to go and collect some kind of item or relic or artifact that will aid in the egg's growth, and you'll bring that back and that will now appear as a little thing near the egg. So after a few days it will hatch, and once it's hatched you'll have the little larva, and then you'll aid that to grow and become like its mature state. So this phase takes about another 9 or so days. I think it's 10 days for this phase, and you'll be more feeding it and bringing it toys and friends, and you also get to give it a little name as well. Mine was called Reginald. Mine was little Reginald, little Reggie. So you'll go and collect it meat, and you'll be trying to find out what it wants to eat, and then eventually you'll get to the point where you're feeding it the same stuff pretty much every day. And like the first phase, there will be a few quests in there that are a little bit different, but they pretty much all are around the assaults or in Vale and Uldum, so you're not really going to go too much out of your way to do these every day. So 20 days in, you're finally going to get to the point where it's going to be in its mature state, and this is where things will change a little bit more. So this is where you have a little bit more uniqueness to the quests, and I kind of wish it was more like this in the beginning phases, honestly, but either way, it doesn't matter too much. So the first quest I got, at least, was a quest to go and call my pet and kill as many mobs as I could. I'd basically have 10 minutes to kill down as many mobs. It does say that elite mobs give more points towards the pet, which is true, but for the time investment, I don't think it's really worth it. What I would recommend doing is just finding a really condensed area and just killing as many level 120 mobs in Uldum as possible, and just keep killing them and killing them. I found the Akir area to be one of the best ones, because there's bugs for days. You can consistently be pulling. I got a few thousand points on one of my later days doing this. So this is the bit that's going to either make it a longer thing or a shorter thing, if you can get, as much kills crammed into that 10 minutes as possible. So yeah, either way, kill as much stuff as possible and try and avoid killing stuff with other people, because it seemed to bug out. I'm not too sure if it was a bug or intended, but rares and stuff that I killed with my pet with other people didn't seem to count. So just try and kill stuff on your own whenever possible, and as I said, try and avoid the elites and stuff. They're just not really worth the time. And then once that 10 minutes is over, you'll head back and the progress bar will jump up, hopefully a good chunk. And then I also had 2 days of dailies where I had to do a pet battle, because you also will get your little Reginald, or whatever you've called it, as a combat pet. And what I did for these was actually level 1 cheese it. I didn't level up my pet, I kept it at level 1. And then I got 2 other level 1 pets that were good versus whatever it was I had to fight, because it was something specific. And I would use those level 1 pets and basically cheese the fight, because if you go in with 3 level 1 pets, currently at least, the mob would be scaled down to level 1 as well, and it would basically just be a 1 skill pet battle, so it was very, very simple to win. And that may be changed, and these pets may become level 25, which means you'll want to level your little Shadowbarb up as well, and get that to level 5 so it's somewhat competent. But if you can do the level 1 cheese, would recommend it, because it saved me a bunch of time. I have a bunch of level 1 pets, and it just made the fight very, very trivial. So I did 2 pet battles, and then on the 4th day or 5th day, I had another quest to go and train up again and use the whistle and kill as many mobs as possible in the 10 minutes. As this was the second time doing this, I kind of had a better idea of what to expect. So I went over to the Akir area and I was just farming bugs for the full 10 minutes and got it all the way up to max. So at this point, I was able to go and hand it in. And then the next day, I got a quest to go and create a saddle and I had to go help some Ramkehen guy. Headed back, and then he told me he would have this saddle ready the next day. Log in the next day, this was about the 26th day of doing dailies, and the guy will send you back to your main bugman keeper, and then he will give you the mount, and then you'll obtain the mount and you'll be good to go. So as I said, about 26 days of doing dailies. It's not really that complex or difficult. I think anyone who's doing 8.3 content should be able to start this and do all the quests very comfortably. The only part you might struggle on is the pet battle part and the killing as many mobs in 10 minutes. That might slow you down a little bit, but in general, as long as you can get through those parts, the rest should be fairly trivial. So enjoy your new Shadowbarb Drone mount and look out for more videos coming soon. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya!